Now let's start the lab exercise, system software operating system, experiment number 8. So which is to develop a banker's algorithm in C or C++. Right? So before going to implementation, we'll see what is banker's algorithm and how it is implemented. So banker algorithms, which is mainly used in banking system to avoid the deadlock. So it helps us to identify whether a loan will be given or not, and how the resources are allocated for each of the employees of a given bank or a customer of a bank. Right? So this algorithm is used to test for safely simulating the allocation for determining the maximum amount available for all resources. It also checks for all the possible activities before determining whether allocation should be continued or not. Right? So the different data structures are used to implement a banker's algorithm. There are n number of processes, m number of resource types. Then using those number of process and number of resources, there may be some available data structures. So the data structures are available: max, allocation, need, then a allocation of a processes. Right? So first one, data structure available, which will give you a k instances of a resource type for Rj is available. Rj is a process where it can allocate a resources for the k number of instances. Max. If max of I of j equal to k, then process Pi may request at most a k number of instances of a resource Rj. Then allocation. If allocation of I of j equal to k, then process Pi allocated to k instances of resource Rj. Need. If need of Ij equal to k, then process Pi may need k more instances of a resource type Rj to finish its execution. And need will be calculated using a formula max of Ij minus allocation of Ij. So to implement a banker's algorithm, a safety algorithm is used. So safety algorithm, which has 4 steps. First step is work and finish will be the vector of a length of m and n respectively. Work equal to available and finish equal to false. Initially these values will be set. Find an I such that both finish of I equal to false and need less than or equal to work. If no such I exists in, go to step 4. Then third, work is equal to work plus allocation. Then finish of I equal to true. In fourth step, if finish of 1 is true, then for all I, then the system is in safe state. Now we'll see resource request algorithm. How resource request algorithm is used. Let request I be the request vector for the process Pi. If request I of j equal to k, then process Pi wants k instances of resource type Rj. So the first step is, if request is less than need, then go to step 2. Otherwise raise an error condition. So if step 2, if request is less than available, then go to step 3. Otherwise process Pi must, since the resources are available. Then step 3, which has the system pretended to have allocated the requested resources to process Pi by modifying the state as follows. Available equal to available minus request, then allocation equal to allocation plus request, then need equal to need minus request. If the resulting resource allocation state is safe, then the transaction is completed and the process Pi is allocated its resources. However, if the state is in unsafe, then process Pi must wait for the request I and the old resource allocation state is restored. So with this safe algorithm and resource request algorithm, we implement a banker's algorithm. So now we'll see the banker's algorithm. Here the aim of a program is to implement deadlock avoidance and prevention by using banker's algorithm. Start the program, then step 2, get the values of resources and processes, and third step is get the available value. Then fourth one is after allocation, find the need value of a given process. Then fifth step is check whether it is possible to allocate for the execution. Then sixth one, if it is possible, then system is in safe state, else the system is in not in a safe state. Step 8, if the new request comes from the check, then the system is in safety, or if we allow the request, then it is executing, then stop the process. So with this we implement a program and we'll see the execution of a process. Now we will see the execution of lab 8th program. So that is nothing but Banker's algorithm. To implement a Banker's algorithm, we need to write a C program. So they have already given a statement that C program to develop implement a Banker's algorithm. So Banker's algorithm, which consists of a number of processes, the resources, then allocation matrix, maximum matrix, then available resources. The need will be calculated based on max minus allocation table, right? So using this implementation, we'll execute the program. Here a program will be written using a code C. So enter the number of processes, the number of resources, then max matrix of each process. Then after entering a maximum matrix, allocation matrix it will ask to enter. Then once the allocation matrix is entered, then available resources for each of the processes, then calculate the need of a given system. So need will be calculated using a max minus allocation table. Then once the max and the allocation table is done, then we can process with the system safe state or not in safe state. So if the process is available of a given process is less than the need, then it will allow to execute. If it is greater than, it has to wait until all the available resources are resources are free, so that it can finish its execution. So once it over the execution, then it will be added into the safe sequence code. If it is not finished its execution, then it has to wait until the remaining process has to finish. Then all the then it will print a safe sequence of a system. If the successfully, then it will give a system is in safe state, otherwise it will. Now we'll see the execution of a program. So this is C program. Again we need to use a command cc to compile the Banker's algorithm. So lab 8.c, then there are no errors, so compile it using the run the code using ./a.out. Number of processes are 5, then number of resources are 3, and then max matrix for each process is, the first process P1 is 7, 5, 3, then process 2 is 3, 2, 2, then process 3 is 7, 0, 2, then process 4 is 2, 2, 2, then process 5 is 4, 3, 3. Then allocation process of P1 0, 1, 0, then process 2 is 2, 0, 0, process 3 is 3, 0, 2, then process 4 is 2, 1, 1, then process 5 is 0, 0, 2. By using this, it will generate a need table, a need column. So available resources are 3, 3 and 2. Then see here the system is in safe sequence. So here now we'll see, once we enter the available resources are maximum 3, 3, 2. So A resources are 3, B resources are 3 and C resources are 2. Now it will calculate a maximum max matrix and allocation matrix. These max matrix and allocation matrix are given by the user. Using this, it will generate a need of a given system. So here, so by seeing the available resources, process P1 will not get a task to execute. Then it goes for the process P2. So process P2 has lesser allocation matrix and a available matrix. So it will allocate a process to execute. So here P2 executes a task and it releases its allocated resources to the other process to finish its task. Now after P2 completes execution, P3 will again start execution. So P3 finish the execution, then it releases its resources to other process. Then P4 has an available less than resources allocation resources, then it will start execution, then it finishes, then remaining process is P1. So P1 finally it it start execution because it has a maximum resources are 753. Now it finishes the execution 753, then it will complete the execution process P5, it runs its execution. Then here once all the processes are finished its execution, now it will be in a safe state because all processes run smoothly. There is no interruption or there is no collision between the resources and available resources and need of a resource. So the safe system is in safe state, right? Thank you.